So let's say you want to crop an image. Over here, like I said, is all of the tools. This little thing that looks like a crop mark is called the crop tool. If you hover over it, it has this little title that says crop tool. There we go. Lovely. And the way that it works, we can just kind of move these arrows right here, and we can make it so we're able to crop it to whatever size we want. So if we want it to look like this, there we go. We have a wonderful image that looks like this right here. Now, something important to note, I'm going to hit Command-Z to undo that. So similar to all other programs, Command-Z is undo and redo. Now, whenever you click on one of these tools, pay attention to what's happening in this top bar. It's called the options bar because it's where your options are. So when I go down to the crop tool, it basically going from left to right is most important to least important things. So let's say that I want to make this a square image. I could just go to ratio square, and then it will make sure that it keeps it a square image right there. Similarly, if I want it to be 2x3 or 5x7, etc., like even if you look at the handles right here, look at the handles of the marker, it goes from moving this around. So let's zoom out a little bit, from moving the image around right here. So here we go. I'm just kind of moving where it is, to changing the size of it. Just notice how the cursor changes, changing the size of it to actually, if we go a little bit further out, rotating it. So this is kind of rotating the way that the crop happens right there. So if I were to do this right here, we'd be cropping it. It would be 5x7 and it would be rotated in this way. So you can see how it's kind of some fun advanced options. Another thing to note, and I'm not going to go through all of the options of all of the tools because that would be really boring for you to watch and really boring for me to teach. Really, everyone would be bored. And that's a pit I don't want to fall into. Something else I want to show you is there's a button for clear right here. So if you start using the tool and you want to clear everything, so for instance, you want to make sure that there isn't a ratio anymore, you can do that right there. Another thing that's important is if you're using this tool and you don't want to crop it, instead of hitting enter, which will cause this to happen, what you can do is you can hit escape, which will cause that to happen. So it just kind of gets out of it. And if you accidentally hit enter, you can always do Control-Z. So I want you to notice something. All we're doing is talking about cropping right here, and already I've said 3 keyboard shortcuts. So let's actually move from cropping straight into the keyboard shortcuts. I want to show you 5 or 6 of them that are absolutely crucial for you to know. And if you know these few keyboard shortcuts, you will have such a better handle on Photoshop. Basically, you will jump ahead 6 months in knowing Photoshop just with these keyboard shortcuts. So let's go through them.